everywhere.
BBs everywhere. And if you have lead shot, use lead shot. Okay, that's okay. So I want to go in past this tenon because eventually I'm just going to part this tenon off, okay? I'll need that to turn the hole for the candle on the other end, all right? And I can do that first, or I can do that actually on a drill press. Okay, and now I'll take this smaller bit. It's about a 1/4 inch smaller. It's in grain, so a little tougher. Yeah, I'm in there far enough. I think that's going to work for the BBs. All right, now, that's okay from that end. Now I'm going to mount it on this side and drill the hole. Do we have one smaller size? Maybe a 3/4? Ish.
I have a different one that says 7/8 also.
How about a different one that says 3/4?
I have one that says 15/16. I don't have a 3/4.
Okay. I'm not going to make it, am I? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Never mind.
Improvise.
Yeah, the other piece is short.
Once again, I can mount that this way. I would normally use a slightly different live center that would give me more clearance.
There's one of the 60-degree ones inside the thing right there.
Yeah, okay, maybe.
If that's any better.
Yeah, that works great. Gives me a little bit more space here where I can get to that. All right. Same basic move as before in that I'm going to send it. This is going to be a radial Selnick, and if you, there's all these issues about copying someone else's design. And I've chosen not to make these things and sell them. I've given some of them away, but typically not, because I really copied his design. I went to a bunch of his pictures, took a graphic of it, blew it up, created actually a template, and did it. But his weren't all exactly the same. I mean, he did like 10,000 of them. So if you actually look at a lot of them closely, they come down convex and they're slightly, this is a bad drawing, but they're not like this the whole way. Some of them very slightly come in and make the opposite curve, okay, as they go through here. So that's what I'm going to do. And he made them different sizes. He made them shorter, some fatter. But if you're making them thin, if you're going to make them thin, you definitely need the weight in the bottom.
Who is that?
Moody Osonne. Pretty famous guy.
He taught at Berea College, Berea, Kentucky. One of the inventors of the power-matic plate.
For me, I think I'd like to see the inflection point about a third of the way down. Okay, so you get the idea. You can keep on going at this and getting it thinner and that. And you, how to turn this end, because you still have a little shelf here. All you do is you make yourself a little jam chuck that goes in this chuck. That's the same diameter as the inside. Okay?
The plug inside or the
As the
PB inside?
As the plug with the step. Okay? And you just slide this in there and that exposes that whole bottom surface to you. Right now, if you can see right here, all right, I have a little ridge. And I need to be able to get all the way down to the bottom. So if I put a plug in the chuck that fits in there and sticks it out a little bit, I can get right down to it and get all of the real estate I need to get in here and actually turn that smooth. But you can see this one is fairly simple. This is another one of those. It's another good skew exercise. So one of the things about a skew, and you can just feel the difference in this surface is amazing going from the rough and gouge to the skew. One of the things about the skew, when you're doing this cut, is you're going downhill. So in order to maintain that bevel contact, this hand here, has to raise that whole trip down, okay? I'm actually raising this hand to keep the cut in contact. But you see how nice shavings you get with that. And one of the things about, assuming I can do it, so in that case, this hand had to keep on raising to make that. But one of the things that's really nice about that is going downhill like that with a skew, you can really get yourself a nice continuous curve, where with a roughing gouge or a spindle gouge, you don't get that sweep quite as nicely. All right, but that's it. You would go ahead and take this off, put that jam chuck in here, just push this away from there, turn it all the way down, part off the little step you put at the bottom that's the chuck is gripping right now. Just turn a little disc after you put the BBs in and glue it in. All right?
Question for you.
Yeah.
You heard the little bit of vibration?
Yeah.
I get a little spiral when I hear that vibration.
You definitely do. If this one didn't spiral too bad, because it's fairly solid wood. But if you, especially if you're doing something like me with the flutes when they're hollow, they spiral like crazy. So in that case, I would take a little bit more delicate cut, and I'll support it. I'll support it with this hand. Now all I'm doing is I'm not holding it. I'm just keeping it from deflecting. All right? Anyway, you can sand out whatever little ridges there are and that. And if you want to, before you start, you know, do a nice parting cut across, or skew cut or gouge cut, make this a nice surface. This one is pretty crappy right now. And that's pretty thick, you know, compared to what I've done before. But I can mount this back again and go ahead and do that, all right? But anyway, that's how you do the Rudio-Solnick one. And in here you have the compartment to put the BBs in to give you more weight so that it won't tip over. All right, that's it.